The diagnosis came about somewhat unremarkably. I had been a nurse at that point for 18 years, and Dad had Parkinson's. Now, it wasn't a big deal for us that he had Parkinson's at the time because he died ultimately of complications to heart disease. He had diabetes, and then Parkinson's came along later and kind of layered into that. We were
And,
always more
and,
concerned about the other.
and this is obviously your adopted father.
Yes, it
So
was
there
my
wasn't,
adopted father.
obviously, see, there wasn't a hereditary deal, obviously, but that's an amazing
Well,
coincidence.
interestingly enough, I know my birth mother. I've known her for many
Yeah.
years, and my
Okay.
maternal grandfather, by blood, also had Parkinson's when he died.
Uh-huh. Wow.
So
That's
it was
amazing.
coming at me on all fronts.
Wow.
But yeah, I had been nursing for 18 years when I noticed a tremor in my left toe, my left big toe. And I knew at that point that it was either probably MS or Parkinson's. I had seen lots of both. And I'd self diagnosed in about 5 minutes and then went on and took a fair number of months to see my doc and see a specialist and be formally diagnosed in February of 2011 at 46 with young onset. Now, how did I feel about that? I was ticked, is how I felt about it. I was not excited by this diagnosis. I knew very well what it would likely mean for me long term, and I simply was not happy. And me and God had to do some business over this one because it's a rough diagnosis. Um, so yeah,
And
that's how it came to be.
and you told me, Tim, when we talked earlier, that a very, very small percentage. I mean, tell the listeners the percentage of people who are diagnosed with Parkinson's at that age. It is not common at all.
No, it's under 10% that are diagnosed with Parkinson's under the age of 60. Typically, Parkinson's is an older person's disease, and you're typically diagnosed over 60. And when I was diagnosed, I knew no one under 60 who had Parkinson's. And I spent a fair while before I met anyone my age with Parkinson's because it's just not. I call it one of my two lotteries that I've won.
What was the other one?
Well, the other one was The Amazing Race.